Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. I'm not going to waste y'all's time. I'm going to go right in. As you come into the stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up. It allows the video to fluctuate through the algorithm. If the audio is in clear, just put a 1 in the comment section. Universal deception. Targeted individuals and narcissists. We're going to dig beneath the surface in this particular live stream. And we're going to dig through the layers. Because it's getting real. And I find it more than necessary to speak on this particular topic. What's good with y'all? I'm glad y'all catching the live stream. Now, when it comes to universal deception, what if I told y'all that there are some sinister beings in the world that are plotting and strategizing and devising a plan that is so wicked, so evil, so despicable that you cannot even wrap your mind around it? And that's the reason why a lot of people end up being deceived, because it's hard to conceive such evil when you're just a quote unquote, normal person. But it's very real that through our education system, we've been taught a barrage of lies. It's very real that we've been deceived through predictive programming, Hollywood, which if anybody is familiar of what Hollywood is, Hollywood was used in Wiccan practices. Hollywood was used in witchcraft, in occult circles. What they would do with the Hollywood is they would burn it. It would make people hallucinate. On a Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter's wand is made out of Hollywood. When he burns this wand, it causes people to hallucinate. It deceives. So in Hollywood, you got actors and actresses, and their job is to do the very same thing. But it seems that in mainstream media, you're having a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of mirages, a lot of tricks. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, the general public are deceived. It's only a small group of people who can truly see the truth. And we call these people targeted individuals. In this video, I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why these targeted individuals are here on this earth, because they have a very, very special purpose. A lot of y'all who have gravitated towards this channel have been victims of travesties. Your social freedoms have been stripped from you. A lot of you all have went through great trials and tribulations in your quest for truth. A lot of y'all was just questing knowledge, understanding. And it came with a lot. It came with a lot of turmoil. You had to carry a heavy weight on your shoulders based on just trying to learn what's real and what's not, because the mass majority are deceived. And this is universal. The deception is universal. And I got to talk about this. See, ladies and gentlemen, what you see before you with the C virus. Now, I've got to be careful not to actually call it by its name, because from what I'm hearing, allegedly, people are getting their videos snatched offline based on the fact they're speaking about this and they're not scientists or in the medical field. So y'all gotta excuse it. It's storming out here. It's storming out here in Atlanta, so the power is flickering. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Hopefully, we don't lose power here. Lord willing, we don't lose power. But anyway, when it comes to this virus, what we're seeing is a great deal of misinformation. We're seeing a great deal of lies, deception. It seems that the only thing that's being covered on mainstream media is death tolls. Um, there's a situation that took place in New York where a gentleman was damn near on his deathbed, and he requested that chloroquine was given to him. He took the chloroquine healed him. He felt better the next day because we know that it was a man-made disease. Most of us know that by now. It was either man's it was either man creating it in a lab, or it was man mishandling some type of food or eating something that was detrimental. Irregardless, it was man-made. So we're not seeing the news cover the fact that chloroquine has actually been the cure, but instead they're continuing to cover the death tolls, spreading fear. And what we're seeing right now is the reset of the economy. There are people out here who want to get rid of the money, and I'm talking about paper dollars. They want it to be digital currency. The Bible defines this as the mark of the beast, written of in the book of Revelations, chapter 13 to be exact. There's people out there who would like to basically crash the economy. And this is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. These people have been operating in darkness for thousands of years. Some people call them the Illuminati. Some people call them the shadow government. Some people call them the deep state. Irregardless, there are people out there who work for Satan. I call them demons. I call them reprobates. I call them the workers of iniquity. I call them exactly what the Holy Bible calls them. They're basically Satan's minions. And what they have been doing is plotting and strategizing against the elect. Now, targeted individuals, right now is our time. Right now is our time because they feed off of uncertainty. They feed off uncertainty. And let me explain this. Targeted individuals, chosen, God's elect, we're not uncertain. We're very, very certain and confident of what's happening. That's what sets us aside from the mass majority. That's what sets us aside from the general public. See, a lot of you targeted individuals were already social. A lot of targeted individuals were already social distancing. And it was by design that you were social distancing. It was because the system, the various organizations that were gang stalking you, harassing you, isolating you, the family members that were isolating you purposely, treating you different purposely. This was all for the betterment of the Most High's nation, God's world, the coming of a new world. And I'm not talking about a new world order according to the Babylonians. I'm talking about the new world to come after that, because you targeted, chosen, elect, God-fearing, empathetic people. You have next. You have next. It's our time. It's time to gather a ruling class mentality. Now, the reason why you are isolated is for this very moment. See, the reason why they made you social distance before social distancing was even a thing is because it was geared to make you become psychologically unstable, just like the rest of the world is about to become. It was geared on making you crazy. But you targeted individuals, you chosen, you elect. You didn't become crazy. No. You didn't become crazy. On the contrary, they tried to make you quote unquote lonely. They tried to make you fearful, full of anxiety. Now, the rest of the mindless sheep are feeling these feelings, even those who were targeting. A lot of people don't know what to do with themselves when they have to be alone. We were forced to adapt before this situation even took place. And now we can foresee things coming. It's our time. In government files, we're not only called targeted individuals, but we're also called empowered individuals. Because when these perpetrators had chose their marks, they were looking for specific characteristics that they are actually envious of. They're actually envious of you. They actually admire you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They watch you with despitefulness because they admire your tenacity. The reason why you had to go through the he say, the she say, the lies, the propaganda, the reason why people basically belittled you, and a lot of you had to suffer this at birth, from the time you was a child. The reason why you went through this is for this very moment of enlightenment. And now more than ever, we need encouragement through these times because we can see what's taking place. We cannot veer off and lose our minds like the rest of the world. Our survival is solely predicated. Let me repeat that. Our survival is solely predicated on our patience, on our willingness to adapt. Our survival is predicated on our sanity. We can't let them take that from us because the rest of the world is about to get real crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get crazy. I don't know if any of y'all caught the news. There was a pastor in Tampa. He decided that he wanted to open church up. He decided that he wanted to open church up and have his Sunday service. And they actually issued a warrant for his arrest. Here we go. The court system and the judicial system is completely shut down as we know it. The criminal justice system is shut down as we know it. But they issued a warrant out for this pastor who decided he was going to open up church. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the reason why he did that. I think it was quite interesting move by that pastor. He didn't care. He said, "Look, I know we ain't supposed to do this, but reach out and touch your neighbor." And basically, they issued a warrant out for his arrest. Now, that goes to show that what we have here is personal freedom, being religious freedom. We got religious freedom, personal freedom versus public health. And you can see right now, they are not taking any shorts. I know a lot of these pastors are hurting right now because they need that collection plate to go around. They need that collection plate to go around. And that pastor in Tampa was going to get it by any means, man. But it shows that they're going to be aiming at religious or spiritual leaders as well. Thank you for the donation, family. Blessings on blessings to you, my brother. You too as well, family. God bless you. That goes to show that they not going to cut out no stops. You have no religious freedom to worship whatever God it is you think you're going to worship when it comes to this C virus or this pandemic, epidemic, or quarantine. You ain't going to be able to do nothing religious freedom is null and void. They're throwing that out the window and they're chipping away doing that slowly. So your personal freedom with religion versus public health, they're showing you what they're going to do. That was an example. So all spiritual leaders, all teachers out there, be careful. of organizing people. That's what you should learn from that. Be careful of gathering lots of people at one time. Just be careful. Because listen, they can shut down the justice system, but when it comes to this virus, if you're violating any terms of this virus, they will lock you up. Here it is, we got court cases on standby. We got lawsuits on standby from scam artists, but we gotta we gotta adhere to everything they say, or you going to court. You going to jail. So the rules are skewed. And what we have right now is total deception worldwide. It's universal. Everywhere in the world is following suit with social distancing. Everywhere in the world is following suit with the new age agenda. You got all the world leaders who come together and they are of one accord. And it's clear to me and it's apparent that the people are the enemy. I don't believe that the Georgia Guidestones was made for no reason. It seems that they're trying to lower the population. Anytime you see Bill Gates in the picture, you see Satan. You see the devil. You see the enemy. And it's apparent what's going on, but the world doesn't see it. It's like this. The rest of the world, and I'm not talking about you targeted individuals, you chosen, the elected, the ones that God chose for this time. But I'm talking about the general public. The general public is like frogs. You take a frog, you put it in cold water. As you slowly turn the heat up on that water, that frog remains comfortable. That frog stays there. It gets more and more comfortable and content. Things that seem normal, things that were never normal, begin to seem normal. It's not normal for less and less groceries to be in a store. It's not normal for 1 million reserves to be sanctioned out through the states. But as that water continues to boil, as it continues to warm up, that frog stays put. All the way into the point where that frog dies. It burns. So, thank you for the donation, family. Thank you for your consistent encouragement in these truths. You're welcome. Now, you targeted individuals are somewhat of an anomaly because it had to take something spiritual for you to actually jump out of that pot of water. Because the nature of a frog is to stay put in that water as it gradually heats up. So it had to take something in the spiritual realm to actually wake you up, to leap out of that water and think differently, be set apart. In a world full of deception, you all found the truth. In a world full of deception, you found the truth, and that's an anomaly. Here it is, you got Buddhism. You got the Roman Catholic Church. You have, let's see, what else do you got? You got the Mayan calendar. You got the Nation of Islam. You got all these various ideologies. You got Pan-Africanism. You got Egyptology. You got all these various religious organizations. Jehovah's Witness. None of these organizations, religions, none of them hold any validity compared to the Holy Bible. None of them. Compared to the times we live in when it comes to prophecy. People are only looking at biblical prophecy. Quran doesn't have prophecies. That's a deception. Matter of fact, Muhammad, he was illiterate according to the Quran. Muhammad was illiterate until he visited the Christians in Judea. He didn't have monotheism. People in the Islamic belief were once Persian mythology. They were worshiping pots, pans, spoons, statues, and everything else. So we could throw the Quran out the window. Let's talk about the Egyptian Book of the Dead. It's one of the most demonic, satanic books you can read from. Let's try reading from the Book of Life. It's a deception. Let's try all these spiritual esoteric leaders who don't have any answers, who don't understand because they spent their whole careers diminishing and being the antagonists against each other and against the holy text. So you could throw them out the window, because while they were sitting there trying to tell us to sit Indian style and meditate and to take DMT to stimulate our pineal gland, while they were sitting there telling us to worship all these false gods and utilize scrying, also known as mirror gazing, when they told you to stare into a medium to channel spirits, when they told you to call your spirit guide, when they told you to harness all these psychic powers, none of these people could have seen this coming, because the whole time they were going against the holy text. Deception. And it's universal because you got so many different ideas. And the world would like to believe that these are all choices. They're not choices. The world would like to make you believe that all these beliefs are options, that you could just choose what's best for you, right? That's what the world told you. Choose what's best for you. What's most suitable for you, when there's only one God, one truth, and one light, ladies and gentlemen. And everything that's happening was already written. Everything that's happening right now was already written. So us targeted individuals, we got our eyes wide open. There is no more deception. We're not deceived. We know what's taking place. If you're in this live stream, make sure y'all mash the thumbs up button. We're going to get as many people in this live stream as possible, because I'm just beginning to scratch the surface, because we're going to go in and talk about narcissists. Thank you for the donation, family. Let me see if I can read your question here. Do you think that the fourth beast is of Daniel 7:6? I have to do my research on that, sir. I have to do my research on that. I don't like to answer questions until I do the research. But I will tell you that when it comes to the book of Revelations, we're living in those times. The beast with the 10 horns, the 7 nations, or the six horns, we're definitely watching that take place. But y'all got to understand how crucial the times are. Let me explain to you, targeted individuals, you blessed people out there. The narcissists are going to come out. The narcissists are going to come out. But I want y'all to be a bit relieved, because you were already positioning yourself. Hopefully, you targeted individuals were already positioning yourselves to be far away from these bottom feeder, blood-sucking narcissists. Hopefully you were already positioning yourself before times got desperate. And a lot of my videos, they were designed to make you realize who's around you, who's detrimental, who's there to destroy you, who's there to bring you down. And that's regardless of family, friends, associates, etc. But a lot of the videos were designed not to make you isolated or lonely, but they were designed to help you hold your own without people dragging you down. And there's a difference. But hopefully you've already positioned yourself where you are in a safe position when it comes to these narcissists because they're coming. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Narcissists are all about self sufficiency, self preservation, and a narcissist will do anything, and I mean anything, to preserve themselves, to save themselves. Although the Bible says a man who tries to save his life will lose his life, but a man who loseth his life shall save his life. So, all you selfless, empathetic people, it's your time to shine. It's your time to use your God given impulses and discernment to do good for your brothers and sisters and to help your brothers and sisters. Of course, using your best discernment. But beware, because the narcissists are lurking. The narcissists are lurking. And if you have not positioned yourself away from those people, it's not too late. You know those people who are damn jealous of you. You know those people who have hatred towards you. You know those people who you choose to be around, and you know they don't have your best interests at heart. You know exactly who those people are. Get away from them now. Get away from them right now. The world has already forced everybody into social distancing. There's no time to settle down around individuals who are detrimental. That would be, let me explain it. This would be the worst time to get comfortable around people that you know ain't right, that don't care for you. Now, I want to talk briefly about identifying some of these narcissists. I want to talk briefly about identifying them. Because some of us have such big hearts. Some of us have such big hearts, man. Listen, those who take advantage, those who don't allow you to have your own creative expression, those who don't allow you to formulate your own thoughts, those who control and control and control, those that make you feel like your thoughts are inadequate, those who don't see nothing wrong with anything they do, you need to get away from them. You need to get away from them. Some of these attributes is how you identify them. Absolutely. Most definitely. Yasharala says, yes, get away from them ASAP. You're not lying, brother. You got to. The time is now. And I'm going to tell you this too. For those who don't want to take heed to the truth, get away from them too, because they're going to fall victim to their own detriment. Those who do not want to take heed to the truth will fall victim to their own detriment. Those who want to continue calling the psychics, looking for answers. Those who want to call, staring the mediums. Now you got to ask yourself, what is it lacking in mankind that we got to call psychics? We got to channel spirits to know what's going to happen tomorrow. We got to know what's going to happen next month. We got to read our horoscopes. We got to know what our day is going to be like. What is it? I tell you what it is. It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of faith. So anybody practicing these things, it's a very dangerous time to be playing with witchcraft, mediums, magic, sorcery. It's a very dangerous time. You cannot serve two masters right now. The Most High is dividing us asunder. He's drawing a line in the sand, and you can't eat from the knowledge of good and evil right now, because you're going to either love one master and hate the other. You can't serve God and money. You can't serve the Most High and Satan. You can't dabble in witchcraft and then try to dabble in the scriptures. It's time to draw the line. We know where the horoscopes came from according to biblical history. The book of Enoch tells us that the horoscopes was taught by fallen angels. Thank you for the donation, family. I appreciate it. The horoscopes was taught by fallen angels. Listen, we've always used astronomy, not astrology. There's a difference. Now, back in the days, even during slavery, Harriet Tubman leading people to freedom, she was following astronomy. She was looking at the stars, seeing how they aligned, seeing where to go. She was one of the first women that really was into astronomy, not astrology. Astrology is different. Astrology is when we look at the stars and we line them up with our time of birth. And although they have validity, although there's a lot of truth to your horoscope, which there is, you were never supposed to learn that knowledge. When those angels fell from heaven and Satan took a third of them with him, he taught them these things, the mysteries of the universe. These demons, they taught mankind. We were never supposed to know what we will be doing the next day. We were never supposed to know how another person is based on their horoscope, because that can be utilized to manipulate. That could be utilized to prejudge somebody. If you know that a Sagittarius has certain weaknesses, then you're gonna expose or exploit those weaknesses. Whether you know it or not, it's sorcery, it's magic, it's prejudging. Although, when you're renewed, when you become a brand new vessel, when the Most High wakes you up, those things don't even matter, because you take on a spiritual being. You take on a new being. Your sign and your horoscope has no bearing on your life. And we wonder why some of the things happen to us that's misfortunate in our lives. Listen, you got people, I don't even like calling them people. You got sorcerers, magicians, demons, workers of iniquity, reptilians. They're doing magic on a whole nother level. The magic they doing is just, they're venerating all hell. They're breaking through portals. They're using CERN. They're cracking beneath the earth trying to open up hell and get demons out. They're going to the pyramid Giza and praying to the demons. They doing big satanic moves. But if you're doing something that you believe is innocent, but it's not, it's satanic, you open the portals. You open the gateways to your home when you practice these things. It's a deception. It's a deception. And all of these spiritual esoteric leaders, a lot of them are deceived. A lot of them don't have the answers. And they're leading countless souls to hellfire. They're leading countless souls to witchcraft, to sorcery. And I have to make this known, because as you targeted individuals wake up, as you're becoming more enlightened through this persecution, because you can only grow stronger while all hell is breaking loose, because you're adapting. You can only grow stronger. As the world goes crazy, you grow stronger, because you're going to eventually take your righteous place. You're going to eventually take your righteous place. If y'all in this live stream and you getting edification from this live, hit the thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely hit the thumbs up, because I would like to break into some Q&A. If we can get up to 4 or even 500 likes. I mean, I'm not really asking for much. I just want these videos to spread because I know what times we living in. And I know the importance of these videos. Yes, absolutely. We digging deep today. Yes, somebody said, Isaiah Clark says, people are taking their own lives behind this. Absolutely. There are people that are so riddled with fear that they're going to drink fishbowl cleaner just to get chloroquine. People are so riddled with fear that they're going to get tested and vaccinations before they even and they don't even show symptoms. The powers that be want you to rely on them and not rely on God. It's very, very simple, ladies and gentlemen. They want you to rely on them and not rely on God. They want you to get so desperate that you beg the same ones who created the problem, you beg them for the solution. Create a problem, make a reaction, give the solution. Thank you for the donation, family. Highly appreciate it. Create the problem, make a reaction, and then create the solution. They want to be your father. They want to be the father. But it can only be one Almighty. Y'all remember what Satan declared when he fell from heaven? He said, I will rise again among the stars, and I will be like the Most High. So his whole being, his whole mission is to be like the Most High. Make you rely on him for food, clothes, shelter, raiment, when you should be dependent on the Lord for thy daily bread. The Most High is the only God. But Satan wants you to rely on him as the Father. He wants to be like the Heavenly Father. These are the times we living in. The conscious community, and I say that con with capital letters. The conscious community, they're not going to give you this truth because they spent their whole careers basically just trying to destroy and discredit the book that holds the answers. And now they know. They know the truth. They know that the answers are there. And a lot of them are, at this current moment, a lot of them are quiet. A lot of them don't have any tangible solutions. I'm talking about just tangible things that they can be speaking at this current moment. I'm talking about practical wisdom, just practical things that we can do as people to survive this. They don't have the answers because they are afraid. Thank you for the donation, family. Appreciate it. Is meditating to a high vibration, manifesting, and aspirations all demonic? Okay, so let me explain how the Bible tells us to meditate. We are taught to meditate on the word of the Most High day and night, his scriptures. Thank you for the donation, family. Wow, this brother just donated $500. Thank you, family, and I'll be sure to really to help with that. That $500 is going to help people. It's going to help people, especially with what we doing with this spiritual retreat, and that's highly needed, my brother, and it's appreciated. New breed, please answer. Can you be stalked again after about 8 months? I moved and I am experiencing similar tactics from my new roommates. Yes, yes. After you move to a new location, you can continue to be gang stalked. You got to understand that a lot of the programs that's out there are pretty sophisticated, especially with being in a technological era that we live in. Your information is always in a database when you're one of these targeted individuals. So, absolutely, to answer your question. But let me say this as well to hopefully give you a bit of comfort in the Most High. Um, the times we living in right now, a lot of the gang stalking we went through, a lot of the targeting that we went through from various organizations like Freemasons, COINTELPRO, um, man, the list goes on and on. You got CIA, FBI, just different organizations. Now, let me make this clear. The organizations are not the actual CIA or the actual FBI. They are branches, and a lot of the times, people who do gang stalking are freelancing. They're just using the law to be able to watch you legally, so to speak. But what I want to say is put this into perspective. The whole world, as you know it, is being gang stalked right now. Let this marinate what I'm telling you. The whole world is being gang stalked. You were being gang stalked before all this social distancing. That's why you were isolated. It's like the Most High prepared you for the time we living in. Now, when you divide people, and it can only be 10 people to one place, that makes it so much easier for the powers that be to watch and get a grasp of what's going on. It's called divide and conquer. So you were being already molded to get used and adapt to what's taking place. So you could be logical and conscious and cognitive. See, because you targeted individuals who are already social distancing. You people already did not want to be around 10 people at a time. I know I didn't. I still don't really want to be around 10 people at a time. Believe it or not, I'm not much of a people person. I'm more of an introvert than an outro. I'm an introverted extrovert. Meaning I was pretty much forced to be extroverted because listen, if I did not tell y'all what's going on, this would tear me apart. If I didn't tell y'all what was going on, it would tear me apart. So I had to adapt and become extroverted. But the whole world is going under now. So it was designed to keep you logical in this time. The Most High did this to you before it happened to everybody else. Do you know how many people are sitting in their homes right now going absolutely insane because they have not built that spiritual callus up to be able to hold their own by themselves? You know how many people are fearful? You know how many people are committing suicide during this time? They're not telling you those numbers. So you got to look at your whole gang stalking as a blessing in disguise. You have to look at it as a blessing in disguise because you used to it. Some of us gotten to the point where we get followed places and we gotten used to it. Now they're trying to make it so everybody is under the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus. Because you know why? Satan wants to be like the Most High. He wants to have the whole world in his hands, and he wants you to eat out of his hands. The reason why you got various satellites flying in and out of space, the reason why you got cameras set up on every corner, the reason why a lot of countries have become a surveillance state is because Satan wants the whole world in his hands. He wants to watch everybody. He wants everybody to rely on him. It's a control mechanism that's been put in place. And his minions and his narcissists are a part of that control. And a lot of us who've been chosen by the Most High, we have rose up to the point where the narcissists have no power over us because we can see him from a mile away. And our strength has been built up to the point where they cannot manipulate us anymore. They cannot make us feel inadequate anymore. They cannot make us feel ashamed. They cannot utilize shaming tactics anymore because it's clear that they were in the dark and we could see. They were in the dark the whole time, and the whole time we can see that something was extremely wrong with this culture, with this system. Something was extremely wrong. And now a lot of them They have to swallow that big pill of truth. And it ain't easy to digest. A lot of them can see now, man, something, I should have listened to so and so. And by no means, if people repent, if they go to the Heavenly Father, come to you, if you feel it in your heart to reach out to certain people that you think still have uh a similitude or inklet of hope, faith, and the ability to adapt, by all means, reach out to those who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. But don't waste all of the oil in your lamp so you can't see your path. So you can't see the pathway out of all of this confusion and chaos. You don't want to give up all the oil out your lampstand. Stay focused, stay sharp. You give people the truth, they don't want to hear it, boom, keep it moving. There are some people that you may have to revisit. But keep in mind, time is drawing near. We are living in those days. Time is drawing near. There will be a window of opportunity for us to one day all be together. We will be together, y'all, and I mean that. Like, it's gonna come a time when we're gonna be together, and we're gonna be stronger than ever. We're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. The Messiah, he's gonna come back down. We're gonna rule with him, and we're gonna rule with an iron fist. This debacle that we're watching right now is gonna be in our rear view, and even through life or death, we still gonna be together, and that's the point. They're going to fail. Satan is going to fail. We've already won. See, the reason why we can be somewhat logical, content, focused, and still strong through all of this is because to the average spiritual man who has dedicated some time to the scriptures, the average brother who has been through something, listen, we already know what was going to take place. So to us, it's just it's just another day. To us, it's confirmation. That's the word I'm looking for. Everything that we believed, it's just being confirmed. It's being confirmed. You spoke about the RFID mark of the beast. People called you a conspiracy theorist. When you talk about the economy being reset, people called you a conspiracy theorist. Well, what happens when that conspiracy is the truth now? What happens when that conspiracy becomes real? What happens when you find out that your founding fathers didn't build America on fundamental Christian values, but it was built on Luciferianism, occultism, Satanism? What happens when you find out that it's the truth? Absolutely. It was built on Freemasonry. Freemasonry, that's what it was built on. Wasn't built on fundamental Christian values because all those values have been tossed out of the window. Even your civil liberties, the morals, the lines of sexual immorality have been skewed. Everything that we once believed was wicked, demonic, and evil has now become the norm in this society. It's a fact. And we got 770 in the building. Y'all mash those thumbs up. We can get 1,000 in here if y'all mash those thumbs up, spread those algorithms. And we can break into some Q&A if y'all got questions regarding anything that's transpiring, especially you targeted individuals who have gone through the mishaps, you people who are still going through it. Because the reason why I like to get the thumbs up towards the end of the video is because I don't get a chance to answer a lot of questions that I would like to. For all those who have emailed me regarding the spiritual retreat Jamaica, I got a chance to contact some of you all through WhatsApp, but just know that I'm pretty much the only one doing this right now, as far as organizing the actual people who are invested and interested. So just be patient with me, bear with me. I'm doing a great deal of multitasking, and I apologize if I haven't gotten to you in a timely fashion. There's a lot of emails coming through, a lot. So just bear with me, because in due time, as we progressively get this thing together, um, I will be reaching out to you people. And for those who are not familiar with what I'm speaking about, we have a spiritual retreat in Jamaica. Um, for those who haven't visited my previous videos, I want you to go through the archives, look at some of the videos I did in Jamaica, so you can get an idea of what we're doing. Because I have videos on the channel when I went to Jamaica a couple weeks ago. Make sure you look at those videos. But for those who are not familiar, we have two locations now. We now have two locations. We have one in Hanover, Lucia, and we have one in Negril. And both locations are right outside of Montego Bay. Um, Beautiful beaches. Um, we have a hotel slash spa. It has 42 rooms in two buildings. It has a swimming pool. It has a beautiful stage where I will be doing my teachings. The location at Hanover, Lucia, we're definitely looking for individuals who want to take permanent residence. You have fresh fruit everywhere. You have you have what we call luxury tents, and my brother Russell has coined the phrase "jamping," Jamaica camping. He's coined the phrase "jamping," um, and that's gonna be beautiful. So we got the luxury tents, we got the log cabins, we got the fresh fruit in Hanover. Uh, there's various bodies of water that we will be conducting baptisms, um, and it's gonna be beautiful. We'll be conducting baptisms. For those who ask, is baptism important? Absolutely. Um, we want everybody who goes to that retreat to leave the retreat feeling like that they have a new life, a new inspiration, um, and they're just totally motivated on where to move next. And that's what it's all about. It was a life. I can speak for myself. It was a life altering experience. I got to meditate on the word of the Most High in places that Bob Marley meditated. Um, I got to just eat fresh fruit. I mean, the people there were beautiful. I really enjoyed it. So hopefully, we can get as many people who would like to be interested involved. Somebody said, "Look at the chat." My bad, man. I had to drop the jewels, man. I had to drop the jewels on what's going on in Jamaica. But if y'all have questions, somebody says, "How long do you think this will last? And should I continue in my master's program? How can a single person who is already alone in this world, get through this?" That's a good question. I think you should continue to live your life to the fullest and keep your goals in mind, because listen, what they want is for you to feel like you're uncertain of the future. They thrive on the fact that you see the future as being dim and docile, because that creates fear and that makes your hope go away. You cannot be hopeless. Don't continue to build and do what it is that you're doing in life. Continue to go to your school. Continue to plan accordingly. And I can even use the trip as an example, because with all that's going on, they're giving level 4 warnings about flying from country to country. They're giving level 4 warnings about flying country to country, but I'm still planning as if nothing is going on. You understand? I'm still planning as if nothing is going on, because I know that there will be a window of opportunity for the righteous to do what it is that they're supposed to do, what they were born to do. Man can't stop that. Man can't stop what the Most High put in place. And the Most High already put it in place. The ball is already rolling. So live your life. Don't let them stop you. Don't let them make you uncertain of the future. Look at the word mandatory. Somebody was talking about mandatory vaccinations. Look at the word mandatory. Let's put a capital on man. Man plans a lot. But what about what God plans for your life? Listen, you always have an option. Man can tell you something is mandatory. Listen, they told us years ago that vaccines were mandatory, but they're not, because you have an option. If you want your kids to go to their schools, they're mandatory. If you want your kids to participate in their programs, then they're mandatory. But if you homeschool, vaccines aren't mandatory. So what that means is the Most High gives us an option. And a lot of the times, his option is the right way. Especially as he's dividing everything. You can either choose what Satan offers or what the Most High offers. Let's see what that question said. Can you still love God even though you don't know the Bible? This weighs on me heavy. Absolutely, brother. A lot of you brothers and sisters already inadvertently was on the side of the Most High. There's people who don't know the Bible whatsoever and done things, and they choose to do things in such a way where they're following the commandments and don't even know it. What the Bible does is sharpen your knowledge and gives you more direction, and I oblige you to read it. But don't think because you don't know the Bible that you can't be a good person, that you can't be leaning towards the Most High. Sometimes the Most High choose people to teach the Bible. He puts people in place. If you got the ears to hear, then listen up. Incline your ears. Absolutely, family. Let's see. Yes, somebody, Uncle James says, doubt allows Satan to creep in. Absolutely, no doubt whatsoever. Don't become uncertain. Well, this video, this live stream has been, it's always an honor to build with y'all. And we're going to be having more live streams soon. For people who can't catch it, I'm going to continue to upload my 10-minute videos. I know I've been doing these hour-long, 30-minute, 20 minutes. But I'm going to continue to upload my midday motivation. It's just that I've been so busy with everything else. But you'll be getting your midday motivational talks. If this video helped you and edified you, make sure you share this video with your family members. I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Hopefully y'all have a blessed week. Stay safe as always. With that being said, shalom and peace.